Happy New Year. It's almost 2026, and I'm going to keep harping on it. Our elections matter. Our elections matter. And I know a lot of you are disappointed in Trump. I know a lot of you are disappointed in Pam Bondi. They haven't gotten a lot done, and I agree with you 100%. But I want you to listen to something that was on the Stephen Garner show earlier. And Joe Van Pulitzer, he's been on there a lot, and he knows all about election integrity and how they've been stealing the elections. So watch this.
Because remember, every vote must count. That's a subtle thing. It's not every legal vote must count or every citizen who's legal must vote. It's every vote must count. That's how the system's broken. So Democrat operatives, deep state operatives, rhino operatives, and all of them did this big campaign in Georgia that verify you are registered to vote because we think maybe you're being deleted off the rolls. They did this really big engine website. You would go to the website, you would put in your information. Here I am. Here's my driver's license. On that one, they required the driver's license. You'd put in your real information under the fear that maybe you're not able to vote and they're trying to put you on a do not vote list. Well, when you submit it and hit submit, it goes in, but nothing happens. Nothing happens. Let me say that again. Nothing happens. So what was really going on? They were building a war chest of names, IDs, and oh, by the way, did I mention you had to electronically sign your signature? They were building a war chest to use. And that's the war chest they used in that Warnock runoff. And so all of this is weaponized. Now, some people will tell you, right now, Waltz just did this in Minnesota. Everybody now gets a driver's license, even if you can't drive. They just wrote it into law, executive order, everybody gets one. See, the scramble is they can't win elections without illegals. And so what they're doing is dumping in the system where it looks like freedom, you've got to have an ID. No, it's just automatic drop to motor voter. All they need is the inventory. They do these things because it is not the machines. They need the inventory of the voter. Now, when they build these big databases up, okay, and they get people voter registration numbers, what happens is you're able to look at the electronic poll books at any time, and you're able to figure out the net differences. Who's registered to vote and who's already came in. Who's registered to vote, who's already came in. And then they do net differences each day on probabilities, and they find the people that really aren't going to come in and haven't bothered, and that's how they'll execute a vote for you in the system. There's a piece of paper that tracks it, it's the ballot. But that's why they have to keep you away from the ballot. So that's how they bulk load and bulk build these systems. And that's why all of it has to do, can they get information? Like nobody talks about every swing state, almost every swing state in 2020 had a massive voter roll data breach hack prior to the 2020 election, but they didn't do anything about it. This was all arming up. That's what they do, arming up. And that's why if you look at the numbers and you even look now, right, and people say it's the machines, well, the machines haven't been running for well over a year since the last presidential election. But somehow Kamala's gone from 68 million votes to over 75 million votes.
We have to flip at least 20 seats. If we do that, we'll be able to pass all the laws we want. We can codify all of Trump's executive orders once and for all and get this country back on track, because we need to set some boundaries for these people. So the Democrats lost USAID, okay? That was their number one money laundering scheme. They weren't buying condoms for Gazans. They were funneling that money out to a bank account, and it was coming right back here and going to their campaign. Basically, that's what it was. It's buying votes or whatever they wanted to use it for in order to get elected, in order to defraud the American people, defraud our votes, water down our votes with all these imports they brought in during Biden. They shipped in, went and picked these people up don't have a clue how to live in America. Their IQs are 60 and below. 75 is legally retarded, just to let you know. They marry their siblings and their cousins. I mean, really, dude? They brought those people here and then taught them how to defraud the American people, and all that money goes right back to the Democrats. So basically they're using that as their new USAID slush fund, and they took it to overdrive and they got caught in Minnesota anyway. Wait till we see California, Arizona, Maine, New York. I don't know how that piece of crap mayor got elected, but oh boy, are they in trouble there. I hope that you guys can get through that horrible little Muslim man that has no business being mayor of New York City. That's for sure. All right, you guys. Happy New Year! We made it. We made it through 4 years of Biden, okay? I know there's not the arrest that we want. It's because
in most of the states, you can go online and you can register to become a voter. It does not require or have any mechanism in it that you have to show proof of citizenship. You just have to put in your name or whatever you want your name to be, because it doesn't check it. You have to put in your address or whatever address you want the ballots mailed to. And then they ask you for some form of ID, but it's so weak that you can put in a utility bill, a cable bill, a student, part-time student ID card, whatever. The whole system's broken. They'll consider that ID to register to vote. So there were well over 200,000 of these transactions online at a time, but nobody checks on them. There is no cross-verification process, period. Now, when you look deeper under this event, you have to understand there are portals involved. It's called an API, right? It's basically an application program, an interface that goes into it. Now in Georgia, I'll explain, because we busted this out 5 years ago of how this works, because we found in Georgia in dumpsters where for some reason, Fulton County, Georgia had ordered, we're talking 1 million more voter registration packets than there are people in the entire state of Georgia. I mean, we had the packets, the whole thing, right?
I mean, I think it's worse than we could even imagine. It's probably 1 out of every 2 FBI agent is doing something to stop Trump and his agenda. You know, it's hard to root out, especially when people are pretending to be, you know, probably be on Pam Body's side or pretending to follow the law, and then they're not. So you got to takes time to root those people out, especially if they're just trying to wait Trump out and they're just biding their time. But we can't let that happen. We have to root them out. We have to get them out. And the only way to do that is to get these laws passed, because right now Congress is pretty much a lame duck. I mean, what are they even there for? Vacations? That seems to be all that they do. But I think that they're being waylaid by the rhinos. I really believe that that's what it is. They're not going to probably come out and say that, but we could see with the votes. 13 Republicans voted with the Democrats to block a bill in Indiana. I mean, we cannot function like this. They've infiltrated every aspect of our government. Every state somewhere has been infiltrated by these criminals. They're criminals, okay? They weren't taught any morals. They weren't taught any values. They weren't taught, you know, not to defraud the American people. I mean, what were they teaching them in school? To march? Be activists? That's sad. We cannot let our kids keep going through this. We cannot let our children grow up and not learn how to read and how to write and how to do math. Everybody's made mistakes in life, but we can't make this mistake. We have to keep the House and the Senate, and we have to do it with a supermajority. And we have to do that by voting in mass and watching every single thing they do and not letting them cheat. All right, you guys, I love y'all. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope your new year is wonderful, safe, and I hope God blesses every aspect of your life. God bless you, and God bless America.